What's up, everyone? We're going to be going through the best NBA player props on Prizepicks today. Now, I did want to show you the results from yesterday's picks from my exclusive Discord group, and as you guys see, we actually got 19 picks correct, which was absolutely insane. So we're on a huge hot streak, but if you want to get 19 picks right like me, win more bets and receive the best picks from some of the best bettors in the world for less than a cup of coffee, you can access the exclusive Discord group and meet some of the best sport bettors in the game by joining my Patreon. Should be a link down below in the description. Once you join, you'll have complete access to the Discord and can start winning more bets today. So make sure to join my Patreon using the link in the description. And here's one of our members who just signed up and won himself $320 just yesterday. Another member who won $125 for the 6th day in a row since joining my Discord. So guys, if you want to win big money like our members, the link will be in the description. So go join the Patreon to have access to the Discord group. And I will be continuing to upload every single day on this channel the best bets and props. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss my daily uploads. So quick shout out to YUC FitB who said good looking. So shouts out to him. Shouts out to Jim I8U7F who said wow, and then shouts out to Happy Plains 54 who said let's go. So shouts out to them, and if you do want to win a shout out in the next video, all you have to do is comment down below in this video and like it, and you can be in the running to win a shout out in the next one. Alright, so let's get straight into the first pick. And when it comes to these picks, I'm not saying to chuck all of them into a parlay and hope for the best. Pick and choose the ones that you like and the ones that work best for you. So the first pick we've been talking about is none other than Sam Merrill, and this one is a fantastic one for 3-pointers made for 1.5, and this one is for less. Now, you may or may have not heard of Sam Merrill before, but he is a great player from the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he has actually gone on the under in 2 out of the last 5 games. Now, looking at those 5 games, we see on April 27th, faced off against Miami, where he had 0 3-pointers there. Then April 29th, faced off against Miami as well, where he had 3 3-pointers. After that, game 1 against Indiana on May 5 actually had 2 3-pointers. Then on May 7th against Indiana had 4 3-pointers, and then in game 3 had 1 3-pointer on May 10th. So we actually have seen him go in the under, like I mentioned, 2 out of the last 5, and his average over the last 5 is actually 2. Now, when it comes to someone like Sam Merrill, yes, he does have a decent usage rate in the 3-point department, but looking at the matchup, the Cleveland Cavaliers do come into game 4 against Indiana Pacers. Now, obviously, it's definitely been a very exciting series so far. Indiana did take game 1 and game 2, and Cleveland most recently just won game 3. So Cleveland are looking to tie it up in this next matchup, so it is definitely going to be an intense game between both of these teams. Now, this is a big moment due to the fact that Cleveland do actually ranked first in the Eastern Conference with a record of 64-18. So they had a 78% win percentage, which I thought is fantastic. They did a great job during the regular season, and they technically are the favorites to win this series due to the fact that they did come first in the Eastern Conference. Now, they face off against Pacers. Now, Pacers are also a really good team. They actually came 4th in the Eastern Conference with a record of 50-32. They had a 61% win percentage, which I thought was fantastic. So, you know, Indiana and Cleveland, although Cleveland do rank a little bit higher, you do have to remember these are some top teams, especially when you look at Indiana Pacers. Now, looking at Indiana and where they've actually ranked defensively, we actually do see Indiana Pacers when it comes to 3-point percentages allowed. They do actually rank 9th. When it comes to 3-point attempts allowed, they rank 9th as well. And 3 points made allowed, they do rank 7th. So Indiana Pacers rank in the top 10 in all 3 categories defensively on the 3-point line. And that is a big reason why we do very much like the under for this situation here. Sam Merrill, although he is a great player, he doesn't have the highest usage rate in this team. He's more of a role player. Now you have players like Darius Garland, who is, you know, playing again Donovan Mitchell and you know, big players in that guard sort of small forward type positions, where Sam Merrill, although he is a great player, we could definitely see him go on the under due to this situation here. He is more of a, you know, spot up, I would say, type shooter in that sense. Now, obviously, Indiana don't only just rank high in all 3 categories when it comes to 3-point percentages allowed, 3-point attempts allowed, 3-point made allowed, but we also do see that Indiana do a fantastic job at restricting 3-ball to the guard position. So we definitely see someone like Sam struggling on this one here. Now, when we look at the most recent game, we definitely saw some big adjustments from Indiana, which, although they did lose, it did definitely see Sam Merrill really struggle in that three-point department, and we should see a similar matchup in this next one, no doubt about it. Now, looking at someone like Sam against Pacers, we've actually seen him play them 3 times during the regular season. We saw the first matchup on the 12th of January, and in that matchup, he only had 1 3-pointer made there. Then, in the next matchup, they actually did play in that same month 2 days after on the 14th, where we saw him have a 1 3-point made. And then on the 10th of April, we actually saw him have 5 3-pointers made there. So he did do well in that last game, but out of these 3 games, we see he has gone on the under in 2 out of the 3 games. And that's a big reason why we do very much like the under for this situation here. We definitely saw it during the regular season. Sam definitely struggled at hitting that 3 ball. And when you look at the first 2 games as well, it's not that he didn't have, a good volume or usage rate of shooting. He shot 5 attempts in both of those, 2 games. They did shoot 20% from the 3-point line. So he definitely did struggle. That's what Indiana does best. They do a great job at restricting, attempts, makes, percentages, all that good stuff. And that's why we do like him for the under for this one. So when we also look at what the bookies are saying, bookies also have him favored for the under as well. So that works out in our favor there. So Sam Merrill, 1.5 3-pointers made for less, I think is a fantastic pick. Now getting to the next one, we're going to be talking about Russell Westbrook. So as you all know, Russell Westbrook, great player. And this one is a fantastic one for actually 10.5 points. And this one is for more. So this one's a great one. We've actually seen Russell Westbrook go on the over in 4 out of the last 5 games. So he's done a great job. We saw on May 2nd, faced off against the Clippers where he had a 14-point game. After that, on May 4th, faced off against the Clippers again, where he actually had 16 points there. Moving on from that, May 6th against OKC, which was game 1, we saw him have 18 points. And then in game 2, on May 8th, had 19 points in that matchup. And in the most recent matchup on May 10th, we actually saw him have 8 points against Oklahoma in game 3. So he's gone on the over in 4 out of the last 5, and his average over the last 5 is also 15. So he has shot very well, over the last couple of games. And we definitely see that, his line compared to his averages over the last 5, his average over the last 5 has been significantly higher, which I think is great to see. And now they do come into game 4 against Oklahoma City Thunder. Now this has been a very exciting series. I absolutely love been watching it. Denver and Thunder have been top 2 teams. And right now Denver do lead the series 2-1. So it's definitely going to be an exciting game. Now looking at where both of these teams actually ranked during the regular season, we did see, Denver Nuggets come in at the 4th spot with a 50-32 record. They actually did a great job. They had a 61% win percentage. That's very good to see, especially since they are in a very tough and tight Western Conference, when it comes to these teams. Now looking at Oklahoma City Thunder, we saw them actually get the number 1 spot, not only just in the Western Conference, but in the whole of the NBA. Because they had a record of 68-14. So they actually did a fantastic job. They had an 82.9% win percentage, which was insane. So, OKC have definitely had a really good regular season. Now they do face off against Denver. They both were able to make it into the next round. We actually saw Nuggets beat the Clippers in round 1. And then we also saw Thunder, pretty much demolish Grizzlies in round 1 as well. So both of these teams, very good matchup. Now looking at Oklahoma City Thunder, we do see OKC do rank 3rd when it comes to points allowed. But the reason why we do like the over for this situation here is that when it actually comes to guards, Oklahoma City Thunder actually do a poor job at restricting points to the guard position, especially off the bench. Now Westbrook tends to play off the bench type role, a 6-man role, and what we have seen, not only do OKC struggle against guards, especially point guards at that matter, but on top of that, Russell Westbrook does usually run a role-playing type role. He comes off the bench quite a lot. He is a part of the second unit usually, but he does get a lot of minutes out there. And Oklahoma City has a very poor defensive unit when it comes to defending the second unit. They've definitely struggled all season. So we definitely see someone like Russell taking advantage of this. I think the fact that, Denver as a whole has been using OKC to really try to get their offense going and try to get their offense going through Russell at times. It's definitely helped out Russell Westbrook's scoring ability. He's definitely been able to beat his line, and when you see, kind of his most recent games, you see that he is going on the over, not just by, 0.5 or 1.5. He's absolutely smashing these lines. Had 14 points against Clippers, another 16 point, 18 points in game 1, 19 points in game 2. So, when it comes to Westbrook, you can clearly see that his usage rate is definitely very, very high. The consistency that he's shooting at will probably remain into this next game. We think he should still have the hot hand, and we definitely see that affecting in a good way in that sense. Now, looking at Westbrook against Thunder, we actually have seen them play quite a few times. Now, we actually do see that Russell Westbrook did face off against them in October, or 24th of October. We had 6 points in that matchup. Then again in the 6th of November, where he had 29 points. After that, on the 9th of March, we actually saw him have 4 points. And then the 10th of March, we actually saw him have 16 points. So we did see him go on the over in 2 out of the last 5 games. Now, this one's a massive one for us. When we actually do look at Russell Westbrook, he has gone on the over in 2 out of those 4, so 50%. We definitely see us being another over situation due to the fact that when we look at the series so far, we have seen Westbrook being able to consistently go on the over. Yes, he may not have gone on the over in the most recent game, but he got pretty close, okay? Only missed it by 2.5. So, he's definitely consistently getting close to this line, which is what we like to see, and we should see that continuing on into this next game, no doubt about it. So definitely keep an eye out for Westbrook. I see a lot of value there to go on the over, especially with the way he has been playing. So Russell Westbrook for 10.5 points, 4 more, I think is a fantastic pick. Now, getting into the next one, we're going to be talking about another great player, and this is from the Indiana and also, Cleveland game, and this one is Darius Garland. So as you all know, Darius Garland, great player from none other than the Cleveland Cavaliers, and this one is for 15.5 points, and this one is for less. Now, when we look at Darius Garland, we've actually seen him go on the under in 1 out of the last 5 games. Now, looking at those 5 games, we see on April 9th, faced off against Chicago, where he had 28 points there. Then April 12th, faced off against New York Knicks, where he had 26 points. Then on April 21st, against Miami, had 27. And then moving on from that, on April 24th, had a 21-point game against Miami. And then in the most recent game, we actually saw, May 10th, we saw Darius Garland actually have 10 points in that matchup. So, Garland did play the most recent game, which is considered game 3 pretty much. Did miss out on game 1 and game 2, a majority of it. So we actually do see that he has done a fantastic job. Now, he did go on the under in the most recent game against Indiana. Now, looking at his average over the last 5, it is 22.5, so it is, higher than his average, but they do face off against Indiana Pacers like we mentioned. Now, just to reiterate again with both of these teams, obviously we do see that Cleveland did come in with the number 1 spot, 64-18 record, and then they face off against the Pacers, who have a 50-32 record as well. And also where the series lies right now, Indiana are up 2-1. Pacers did take the first 2 games. Cleveland answered back with taking game 3, and now Cleveland are looking to tie things up. Now, looking at actually the matchup, we also do see that when it comes to Darius Garland, he does play that guard position, and Indiana Pacers do rank 17th when it comes to points allowed. Now, the reason why we do like the under for this situation here is due to the fact that when we look at someone like Darius Garland, who is a guard, Indiana Pacers actually do a fantastic job at restricting points to the guard position. Another big reason being is that Darius Garland has missed out on some time during this series. And because of that, it's definitely affected him due to the fact that his injury has definitely been a bit of a problem. We tend to see his usage rate remain pretty unsteady due to the fact that when we look at it, we also do see that Darius Garland is also, a big player. And, Indiana are definitely going to focus in on trying to stop their star players. So Indiana definitely tend to do that quite a lot, whether it's Garland, Donovan Mitchell, even Evan Mobley. But Evan Mobley is still destined if he's going to play for this game. But because of that, we do very much like, the under for this situation. We think a lot of the attention will be on Garland. And since Garland is coming back from somewhat a slight injury, we should see him kind of struggle and maybe not get the same amount of usage rate that we usually do see. Now, looking at Garland as well, what we also do see is that, we also saw that the matchups against Indiana during the regular season, we saw them play each other on the 12th of January. He had 20 points in that matchup, actually. And then also in another matchup on the 14th, 2 days after, he had 24 points in that matchup. So he did do pretty well. He went on the over in both of those times compared to his line right now. But like I said, it is a very different situation. Garland is coming back from injury. Obviously he isn't going to be his full self straight away. So definitely going to take some time. And we think in this game, we could see him have a little bit less usage rate than we should expect from normal Darius Garland. So for that reason, we do very much like the under for this one. Keep an eye out for the line, because we also do see, when we look at what the bookies are saying, bookies also have him favored for the under as well. So Darius Garland, 15.5 points for less, I think is a fantastic pick. So as you all know, I do want to get these picks out to you as soon as possible, but Prizepicks is delayed with some of their lines. So here are a couple of players you should definitely watch out for when their lines drop. So the first player we're going to be talking about is none other than Aaron Gordon. As you all know, Aaron Gordon, great player for the Denver Nuggets, and he's been playing absolutely fantastic. But during the regular season, we actually saw him average 14.7 points, 4.8 rebounds, 3.2 assists, while also shooting 53.1% from the field. So he has done a fantastic job there. Now, when we look at someone like Aaron Gordon, we also do see that, he has not only just played well for the Denver Nuggets, but he has helped them, do really well during the regular season. Now, looking at this matchup, the Denver Nuggets do face off against Oklahoma City Thunder. It's definitely been an exciting matchup between both of these teams. Now, Denver do lead the series 2-1. It's definitely been a very good one so far. Now, Denver did take the most recent game to put them up 2-1, and now they are heading into game 4. Now, looking at both these teams as well, just to reiterate, now I know we did touch on it and talk about it earlier, but Thunder did come in first with a record of 68-14 with an 82.9% win percentage, and then Denver Nuggets had a 50-32 record, ranking in fourth with a 61% win percentage. So they have done a fantastic job there. Now, when we look at someone like Aaron Gordon, we definitely have seen him do a fantastic job. Now, we do also see that Oklahoma City Thunder defensively do rank third when it comes to points allowed. When it comes to assists allowed, they do rank fourth, and then rebounds allowed. We also do see Oklahoma City Thunder rank 20th. So we have actually seen, pretty much Oklahoma City Thunder do pretty well in points and assists. They do struggle very much in rebounds, and for that reason, we do actually like the over for this situation here, but strictly just for rebounds. A really big reason for that is that OKC just do really struggle against rebounds and struggle against rebounds to the power forward position, and we definitely see someone like Aaron Gordon being able to take advantage of this. Now, Aaron Gordon definitely has a great usage rate in all three departments, do not get me wrong. But the fact that Thunder do rank weaker in that rebounding category, we definitely do very much think that he will take advantage of it, and he has a more likelihood of going on the over in that one. Now, looking at someone like Aaron Gordon over the last couple of games, he's definitely had some pretty big games. We see in Game 6 against the LA Clippers, where they lost 111-105. He had 19 points, 1 assist, and 5 rebounds in that game. Then in Game 7, we actually saw him against Clippers have 22 points, 4 rebounds, and also 5 assists. So he's definitely done a fantastic job there. Now, looking at actually, Game 1 or against OKC at OKC as well, they had a 121-119 victory, where he had 22 points, 14 rebounds, and 1 assist. And that was thanks to Aaron Gordon hitting a very, very clutch shot. Then moving into Game 2, we saw him have 10 points, 1 assist, and 5 rebounds there. And then Game 3 had 22 points, 8 rebounds, and 5 assists, where they won 113-104. So they did a fantastic job. Now, we also do see in Game 1, 2, and 3, Aaron Gordon was actually able to go over in his rebounding line in all 3 games compared to his averages. Now, his average is only 4.8, so he was able to make it on over in all 3 categories, in all 3 times, and that's a big reason why we still do very much like the over for this next situation here. Another big reason for this is that what we have seen as well is that when it comes to this, series so far, we have seen a lot of the attention be on Nikola Jokic. It has opened up a lot of the floor for Aaron Gordon to grab some boards and really, continue to have a really good usage rate in that department. So we definitely see that being a big thing coming into this this next game. Thunder, as we all know, are a very fast-paced team. They like to push the ball, so we are expecting a good amount of pace from this game, because good amount of pace means more volume, and more volume means more opportunity for Aaron Gordon to be able to grab boards. So, all in all, we do very much like the over for this situation here, so keep an eye out for it. Now, getting into the next one, we're going to be talking about Pascal Siakam. So Pascal, great player as we all know, and he has done a fantastic job for the Indiana Pacers, because we've actually seen him average 20.2 points, 6.9 rebounds, 3.4 assists, while also shooting 51.9% from the field. So he has done a fantastic job there. Now, looking at, where he actually ranked during the regular season, we also saw him rank 33rd in points, 32nd in rebounds, 76th in assists, and then 23rd in field goal percentage. So he's done a fantastic job there. Now, we do see that Pascal Siakam not only has done a great job for Indiana, but he has helped them be in a very good position during the regular season and also now into the playoffs. Now, coming into this playoff series, or this playoff game, the series right now is up Indiana's way, a 2-1 series, lead, and they face off against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, just to reiterate as well with this one, Cleveland Cavaliers did come in with a record of 64-18, and they had a 78% win percentage. Then, looking on the other side of things, we saw Pacers have a 50-32 record with a 61% win percentage as well. So, they have done a fantastic job there. Now, looking at someone like Pascal, we also do see that, not only has he been playing great, but he's definitely been a very active player during this whole series so far. Now, looking at Cleveland Cavaliers, we do see Cleveland ranking when it comes to points allowed. We see them ranked 12th. When it comes to assists allowed, we also do see them rank 8th. And then rebounds allowed, we see them rank 11th. So they actually rank very well in all three categories, a little bit higher in some and a little bit lower in others. But when we looked at Pascal Siakam, we do actually like the under for this situation here, no matter, pretty much the category. We think all three categories, we can definitely see someone like Pascal go on the under in this one. Now, looking at someone, like Pascal, over the last couple of games as well, we definitely have seen some pretty interesting things. Now, we did see in Game 4 against Milwaukee, they did win 129-103. He had 12 points, 3 rebounds, and 4 assists in that matchup. Then heading into Game 5, we saw that he had 10 points, 4 rebounds, and also 1 assist. And then had 17 points, 4 assists, and 8 rebounds in Game 1, where they won 121-112. So it's definitely been an exciting time for them. Now, looking also at Game 2, they won 120-119, and he had 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists in that matchup. And in Game 3, had 18 points, 3 assists, and 4 rebounds, where he had a 126-104 loss. So it's definitely been a bit of a tough one in that most recent one, but when we look at Pascal, we do like the under for this situation here, as Cavaliers have just done a fantastic job at restricting, points, rebounds, and assists in general, but also do a great job at restricting that to the power forward position. A big reason being is that when it comes to Cleveland, they actually have a lot of great defensive bigs. Evan Mobley also did win, Defensive Player of the Year. Now, Evan Mobley is still questionable for this game, whether he will play, but if he is still out, it really doesn't affect it. We still do very much like the under for this situation here. And we definitely see someone like Pascal really struggling against this Cleveland Cavaliers. And they do a great job against big men. So, we are expecting a lot from Pascal, but we are also expecting that Cleveland are going to do a fantastic job at restricting him as much as they can. Now, getting into the next player, we're going to be talking about Chet Holmgren. As you all know, Chet Holmgren, great player from Oklahoma City Thunder, and he's done a fantastic job during the regular season because he actually averaged 15 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, while also shooting 49% from the field. So he's done a fantastic job there. Now, Oklahoma City Thunder have also done a really good job during the regular season, and like we mentioned, they do face off against Denver, where Denver are up 2-1. So it's definitely been an exciting series so far, but looking at, this next matchup pretty much from the Denver Nuggets side. We do see Denver Nuggets when it comes to points allowed. We see that Denver do actually rank 25th. When it comes to assists allowed, we also see Denver rank very, very low. They rank 29th. And in rebounds, they rank a little bit better as they rank 6th. So they actually do a great job there. Now, when it comes to Chet, we do actually like the over for this situation here for all 3 categories. Now, a big reason being is that when it comes to Chet, we've actually seen his usage rate be really good, due to the fact that Nuggets actually do a pretty poor job at restricting points, rebounds, and assists to the power forward position. Now, when it comes to Chet, he does have a little bit more of a higher usage rate in the points and rebounding department, and we definitely see that being a big case here, due to the fact there may not be a line out for assists, so maybe, points and rebounds is definitely where you may want to focus on. But overall, we definitely have seen Chet do a great job, not only just during the regular season, but so far in the playoffs. His usage rate remains high. OKC have definitely done a great job at using him and capitalizing on his strengths, and it definitely has paid off in the stat sheet for sure. Now, when we look at Chet's most recent games over the last 5, we see him that in game 3 against Memphis, where they won 114-108. He had 24 points, 8 rebounds, and 0 assists in that matchup. In game 4, had 11 points, 2 rebounds, and 1 assist there. Then in game 1, 121-119 loss to actually the Denver Nuggets in game 1. We saw him have 12 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists there. And in game 2, we saw on a 149-106 win, he had 15 points, 11 rebounds, and also 2 assists there. And in game 3, he had 18 points, 16 rebounds, and 0 assists, where they lost 113-104 in overtime. So it's definitely been a bit up and down when it comes to Chet's usage rate, but we think coming into this next one, especially looking at his most recent game where he had 18 points and also 16 rebounds, we did go over on the points and rebounding department. We also are expecting the over for this next one. In game 2, we also saw him have 15 points and 11 rebounds and 2 assists, so he did actually, tie his points line, assist line, and rebounds. He did go on the over, which I thought was great to see there. So, Chet's usage rate remains very, very good. And we definitely see it and continuing to see it be at that great level. So, for that reason, we think in this next one, we should see him being able to tip over and go on the over on his line. But like I mentioned, guys, I think points and rebounds is where you're going to see a line rather more than assists for someone like Chet. So keep an eye out for the line. If the line is under his averages, then definitely look to go on the over. Now, getting into the next player, we're going to be talking about Ty Jerome. So Ty Jerome, great player as we all know, and he has been fantastic so far during the regular season, because he actually averaged in the regular season 12.5 points, 2.5 rebounds, 3.4 assists, while also shooting 51.6% from the field. So he's done a fantastic job there. He ranked 88th in points, 150th plus in rebounds, 74th in assists, and then 25th in actually field goal percentage. So he actually did a fantastic job there. Now we look at Cleveland and the matchup that they do face off against. They face off against Indiana. It's definitely going to be an exciting matchup there, as we all know. But looking at this matchup, we also do see that when we look at Pacers, we see that Pacers do rank when it comes to points allowed. Pacers do rank 17th. When it comes to assists allowed, they also rank pretty low. They rank 12th, so a little bit more decent there. And then rebounds allowed, we also do see the Pacers rank 22nd. Now, when it comes to someone like Ty Jerome, we actually do very much like the under for points more than anything. Now, a big reason being is that we have seen Ty Jerome struggle quite a bit in this category. Ty Jerome is a great player for this team, but his usage rate has definitely fallen. We tend to see Cleveland really focus in on other players. Now, the reason why we would focus a little bit more on points is that rebounds and assists, we highly doubt there will be a line out for those two. We definitely still see him going on the under in those two, but I definitely see just a lot more value in the points one, due to the fact that Indiana Pacers actually do a fantastic job against the second unit shooting guard. And that's what Ty Jerome usually is. Ty Jerome usually tends to come off the bench. Obviously, with a couple of injuries that they did have, in some of the games, we did see Ty Jerome start. Now that Garland's back, we should see him come off the bench, and Indiana actually do a fantastic job against the second unit shooting guard. So we definitely see Indiana, really playing a lot of great defense. And on top of that, the fact that Ty Jerome's usage rate has definitely fallen quite a bit, we should see it translate over into the next one. Now, looking at someone, like someone like Ty Jerome, that is. We do also see that his last 5 games definitely been an interesting one. We see that on the game 3 against Miami, where they won 124-87, we saw him have 13 points, 11 assists, and 3 rebounds there. So he's actually done a fantastic job. Then on top of that, moving on into the next one, we saw in game 4 where they won 138-83. He had 18 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists there. Then moving on from that, we saw on game 1 against Indiana, he had 21 points, 3 rebounds, and 8 assists in that matchup. After that, game 2 with a 120-119 loss. In game 2, we saw him have 2 points, 3 assists, and 2 rebounds. And in game 3, with a 126-104 victory, we saw him have 2 points, 1 rebound, and 0 assists there. So when we look at that, we definitely do very much like, the under for this situation here. We saw him really very much struggle in that most recent game, and we should see a similar outcome coming into this next one, no doubt about it. So, for that reason, we do very much like the under for this one. Now, looking at someone like Ty Jerome as well, his usage rate has only remained low, but I do believe that when you really watch some of the games, you tend to see that Ty Jerome tends to be more of that role player type role and just try to get it to their stars, especially that they are down in the series so far. So, we should see that continuing on into this next game.